very much. Esteemed colleagues, Program Director, the leadership of the Association of South African Students based in Russia, all invited guests, speakers, and of course, importantly, leaders of other student chapters from other African countries that have been invited. This is truly an inspiring moment where we gather to reflect, share ideas, but most importantly, to agree on what the idea and the notion of freedom means for us and what is our role in deepening and enhancing it. I want to premise my brief input on acknowledging that I truly believe that our keynote speaker has provided sound philosophical underpinnings for the notion and the idea of freedom in a holistic way. And I just want to draw on few aspects in this input. Firstly, that it has to be acknowledged that for one to be freed, it means that there is an entanglement that has been binding you. There are bondages that have been binding you. And the visionaries of South Africa, Southern Africa, and Africa as a whole, in most instances, identified political bondage and economic bondages as the cross-cutting bondages for which their struggles were intended to undo. We enter in this discussion with a profound acknowledgement that there are others who were young people like you are, as the student brigade here, who didn't enjoy their youth because they had to fight for the very same freedom. That is an important element of the freedom we're talking about, because if left unarticulated, others may want us to believe that it is a freedom that was given in a silver platter by those in other terms who were also the oppressors. No, we must dispute that notion. This is a freedom that came as a result of struggle, as a result of fighting for it, and therefore it was won. Without freedom being won by those generations of young people who never knew what it is to be young, it then enabled us to enter a society with certain struggles that have been won by other generations for us. And that begs a question. In the true sense of a marathon, there are political struggles that have been fought and won by others for us. What do we define to be the struggle that we win, not for our own individual benefit? What are those struggles that society as a whole can count on us as a generation of young people, that even our elderly people, society as a whole may go to sleep, but these struggles, young people will wage a war and win them for us? In the true dictum of generations of young people that came before us, who were throwing stones to bring down apartheid oppression, it is equally our responsibility now, through tools that have been empowered to us, like education, like knowledge and skills, that we pick up on those stones and use the very same, even better, to build the South Africa that will not only be enjoyed by us and our own, but even by future generations that will come after us. What is important for me is that the fact that some of you coming from all over the African continent and Southern Africa, as mentioned, you may actually be studying in Russia now. Yes, it has been done before, but it was an anomaly. The fact that that has been normalized now, it means that is a direct result of the opportunities of democracy. The fact that many other South African and African young people can choose countries where they study, that comes as an opportunity and a result of democracy. The fact that you can choose which field of study you want to pursue without being limited to teaching and nursing. It means that that is a direct opportunity of democracy. The fact that you may work in industries and fields that are not only limited not by knowledge, not by qualification, not by competence, but by race. That by virtue of the fact that you are black, there are jobs you cannot do. Now that those have been undone, it means that those are the direct opportunities of democracy. Even beyond that, the fact that young people today can express themselves through sports, through arts, through culture, through popular youth cultures, like Amapiano and so on. Those are the direct opportunities of democracy. If then, therefore, it is true that we live on the leverage of opportunities of democracy, I want to argue that it is our direct interest that we take charge and deepening democracy, because its benefits accrue directly to us, but we must take it a level higher where it has to benefit many others and generations to come. In the South African context, when liberation came in 1994, it was properly expressed not as an event that marks the end of oppression, because its manifestations are still with us in some of the elements that our keynote speaker was articulating. And therefore, in that moment, we expressed it as a democratic breakthrough, which breakthrough must be sustained through intentional efforts, including in investing people to be their own liberators in charging and building a better society. That comes to match with constitutional provisions in South Africa, with a promise of what the South African Constitution calls the progressive realization of socio-economic rights. Fundamentally, what that means is that the rights you enjoy today should, by all measure, be always better than the rights you enjoyed yesterday. The rights you are going to enjoy tomorrow must be guaranteed to be better than the rights that you enjoyed today. And therefore, in that context, we must be alive to the reality that the fact that we still experience high cost of living, the fact that we still experience racialized development, in the sense that there are races and classes that do not know what it is to be unemployed, that do not know what it is to be hungry and poor, that do not know what it is to live on the margins of the ownership, of the management of the economy. It still means that there are struggles that we need to wage. And therefore, I want to make a bold assertion that the very same democracy and freedom that we may be celebrating every month in April in South Africa as the Freedom Month, especially April 27 as the date which South Africa had its first democratic elections in 1994, that democracy and freedom is under threat under the circumstances of high proportions of youth unemployment. The circumstances of youth unemployment are robbing our society of an opportunity where young people are rather seen as a problem to be solved than young people, or rather, let me say, than society seeing young people as assets, where the society as a whole should invest in the lives of those young people, such that those young people are able to be assets that resolve the very same socio-economic challenges that our communities, our country and society is confronted with. Equally, we must make this point that, yes, young people may be confronted with many challenges of unemployment, exposed to alcohol, substance and drug abuse, access to opportunities of education and skills, economic opportunities, and all of those. But what we must equally say in the same equation is that young people are not only a problem to be solved, the solution to the very same challenges that those young people have is in the hands of those young people. If provided with minimum support and investment in their lives through education, skills, and economic opportunities, young people can leverage those resourcefulness that just naturally resides with young people into being assets that can resolve the challenges of their communities. And therefore, we must equally appreciate that there is a lot of value for the South African society, Southern Africa, and Africa as a whole in sending our students and young people abroad to go and draw lessons, so that in our development project, we don't falter and commit elementary mistakes that other societies committed in their development trajectory. But equally, we must not position our young people and students as consumers of knowledge and skills from other societies. We must equally ask a critical question as to what is the one thing at the very least that we say we have to offer to the rest of the world, such that the rest of the world can look up to us and say, without young people and students from South Africa, we are found lacking here. Without a broad network of students from Southern Africa and Africa, we are found lacking in certain areas. And therefore, this is an opportunity that must be celebrated by all freedom and loving people of the world, that young people and students are positioning themselves to understand the freedom they claim to be living in, and further articulate what is their role in enhancing and deepening the very same freedom, such that many others may benefit out of the sweat of those that came before them. Thank you very much, Program Director.